cookies. Thick, soft, and just a little crispy on the edges. That's what we are making today, but in two versions. First up, a classic chocolate chip cookie that never misses, and then a rich peanut butter chocolate cookie, stuffed to satisfy every craving you didn't even know you had. Let's get into it. We are going to start by making our chocolate chip cookie dough. For this recipe, you're going to need 450 grams of dark chocolate. I know, it sounds like a lot, but honestly, who doesn't love chocolate? 280 grams of butter, 230 grams of cake flour, and yes, use cake flour, it will actually help the cookies to be thick and tender. 275 grams of all-purpose flour, 5 grams of salt. I used rock salt so you get that amazing salty sweet combo in every bite. 6 grams of baking powder, 8 grams of cornstarch, 285 grams of light brown sugar, 150 grams of white sugar, 2 whole eggs, and 3 egg yolks. Start by melting your butter. We want it to be slightly warm when mixed, but not too hot. In a big bowl, combine the flours, so cake flour and all-purpose flour, salt, cornstarch, baking powder, basically all the dry ingredients. Give them a quick mix and set that aside. In a stand mixer, add in the sugar, so light brown sugar and white sugar, and combine with the whisk attachment for a few seconds. Then add in the melted butter and let it mix. If your butter solidifies like mine, don't worry, it will come together. Now, add in the eggs, go one at a time, alternating between the whole eggs and the egg yolks. Let the dough mix fully before adding the next egg. Once the eggs are fully incorporated, switch to the paddle attachment and start adding in your dry ingredients gradually. I forgot to add the vanilla earlier, but it's totally fine. You can add it at any stage of making the dough and it will be just as delicious. Once everything is combined and your dough looks smooth, throw all the chocolate in and mix just until it's evenly distributed. Take a second to clean off the paddle attachment because we don't waste food and your dough should look like this. Now that the dough is done, place it in the fridge for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. I know it may sound like a lot of time, but this is one of the secrets that bakeries use to keep cookies tall and thick. For video purposes, I transferred mine to a container, but honestly, you can stick the whole bowl in the fridge. Just cover it with a cloth or a plastic wrap. If life gets too busy, you can make the dough the night before. Just don't wait longer than 24 hours or the baking powder starts to lose its power and your cookies may end up too dense. After chilling, weigh out your dough into 150 grams cookie balls. Yes, they're massive, that's the whole point. Shape them into round balls and place them on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. I recommend you doing just 4 cookies per tray. They are going to spread and we don't want them to stick. Before baking, place the tray back in the fridge for at least 15 minutes. This helps the cookies to hold their shape better in the oven because we are creating a bit of a thermal shock. Now that your cookies are chilled, bake at 220 degrees Celsius or 428 Fahrenheit for about 10 to 13 minutes. I usually go for 10. They will finish cooking as they cool and that gooey chocolate middle stays perfect. And this is your final result. Soft, slightly spread, but still tall and beautiful. While they are still hot, place a few extra chocolate chips on top for that pro bakery look. The chocolate chips will melt just a bit, which is exactly what we want. Finish with a pinch of flaky salt because nothing beats that sweet and salty combo in every bite. Let them cool about 5 to 10 minutes more and then you can finally taste them. Alright, now let's level things up. These next cookies are everything I picture when I think of the ultimate cookie. You can totally replace the peanut butter filling for something else if you'd like. Just follow along. For this recipe, you will need 280 grams of melted butter, 150 grams of chopped Reese's chocolate, use 3/4 for the dough and save the rest for topping, 200 grams of chocolate chips, 230 grams of cake flour, 150 grams all-purpose flour, 130 grams of cocoa powder. You can use dark cocoa powder if you really want deep chocolate flavor and color, 5 grams of salt, 8 grams of cornstarch, 5 grams of baking powder, 285 grams of brown sugar. I really like to use light brown sugar because it's more natural and it has its own flavor and aroma. 115 grams of white sugar, 5 grams of coffee powder, just a tiny bit to stand out chocolate flavor, 2 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. Now same process as before. In a large bowl combine all the dry ingredients, cake flour, all-purpose flour, cocoa powder, espresso coffee powder, baking powder, cornstarch and salt. Give it a mix and then in your stand mixer combine the sugars, the brown sugar and the yellow sugar, add in the melted butter and let it mix. And again, if If the butter starts to solidify, don't worry, it will come together. Now, adding the eggs one at a time, alternating between all eggs and egg yolks. Once everything is fully incorporated, switch to the paddle attachment and add your dry ingredients gradually. And yes, I'm scraping the sides of the bowl while it's mixing. I definitely don't recommend you to do this because you may hurt yourself if you don't have experience, but I'm doing it anyways. Once the dough is smooth, mix in the chocolate chips and chopped Reese's just until they are combined with the dough. Now for the best part of the cookies, the filling. Melt 100 grams of white chocolate in a bain-marie. Once melted, add in 100 grams of peanut butter and mix until smooth. Refrigerate the mixture for at least 1 hour. Once it's firm, scoop out small portions, about 10 to 15 grams each, or eyeball it like me, and place on a tray with parchment paper. Then freeze for 2 hours. You can totally do this step the night before doing the cookies. After about 2 hours, your filling should look like this, frozen. That way, when the cookies bake, the center melts slowly and stays gooey without overcooking. After making the filling, weight 150 grams of chocolate cookie dough per cookie. Flatten each piece in your hand, place one peanut butter filling in the center and wrap the dough around it to make a ball again. Since these cookies have a higher fat content than the previous ones, they will tend to spread more, so I recommend you to do only 2 cookies per tray. After chilling the dough of the cookies, bake at 220 Celsius or 428 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. Allow them to cook after baking for 5 minutes. Then top with the rest of the Reese's, add in an extra drizzle of peanut butter and maybe even a little leftover filling if you've got some. This is exactly what I imagine when I think about cookies. Both of these recipes give you about 10 cookies of 150 grams each and one bonus cookie of 110 grams. Whether you go for the classic or the stuffed version, these cookies are the next level. Let me know in the comments, which one do you prefer the most?